Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into this week's edition of the Escape Pod cast, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. As always, I am joined, well, as now, and will be always from now on, joined by the llama, Sam Hebert. How are you doing this week, Sam?
Excellent. I'm very, very good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. You know, it's been a fun week. We got to play Brixpedition.
Yes, we did.
We got the we got new features. I'm kind of excited about this whole thing. But
so am I.
So in my Brixpedition, I will admit I didn't get all the way through. But that was mainly because I ran out of time. Working so many jobs, and then Memorial Day, I dropped the ball. But there is one thing I did do. Are you ready to see this?
What did you do? I want to hear. Tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, over on this side, right over here, you will now see that I am the proud owner of a 7-star Spaceman Reed.
Oh, that's so exciting. You definitely kicked my butt to the 7-star race, but that's awesome. I'm super excited. That's great.
Well, I mean, we didn't know that we were in a race until last week when I mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you pretty much maxed out Hiker. You're just waiting for the 7th star.
So he's still gear 5 because I can't get that last level of Piptown United done. But yeah, he's gear 5, completely maxed out, except for his star level and that gear 6.
Well, I have an ability level. I have an ability thing that I'm not able to get because I can't get the green potions yet.
Yes.
But, yes, I know it says 47. He's now 48. As soon as I unlocked him, I took that picture. I was very excited by that. But it's been it's an absolute blast that we're able to that we're able to 7-star characters now, at least in my opinion, in the progression of things. So
yes. It
bodes well. It really, really bodes well. There's still the credit crunch. This is the first time ever that I've ever wanted to that I ever tell people that they should spend their crystals on in-game currency.
Yeah.
I would normally tell save for unlocking characters or packs, but for this it's spend in-game currency. Even though that kind of stunts your growth. What's been your experience this past week?
Yeah, I mean, so I unlocked Lee in the Tyranny event, and I managed. I got to sim the first node of Tyranny's level one time. I have 2 little governor shards, and that's all I have. But it was an accomplishment for me. I was very excited to be able to do that. And then I did. I kind of got a little insight into how that second portion of the event runs, and you do need a 4-star lead to be able to do the next node. So it sounds like it is a brick pace event where you sim the nodes to earn the shards, but you can't unlock other shards unless you have a higher tiered lead. So that's a little interesting. But I have 2 governor shards. I'm very excited. I got an unlocked Lee and 2 governor shards. And Woo went live this week, and that was super exciting. And the event is like really hard, and I'm definitely struggling. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to unlock him, even though I do have my pirates where they need to be. I've kind of been talking to the other folks in our alliance, and it sounds like the event is like way easier if you have both Scarlet and Castaway at 5 stars fully maxed out. So I don't have that, unfortunately, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to unlock him, but I'm certainly going to keep trying. As of today, I've got 4.5 more days, so we'll see.
So you're at the spot where you'd be able to get Woo unlocked, but you're not necessarily at the spot where you would end up you would end up making him usable, or are you hearing that Wu is usable at unlock?
I've been hearing that Wu is usable. Another creator that covers this game recently posted a video, like literally a little bit ago, and he was able to climb to number 1 in arena with Wu. So he's a great character, and he really kind of brings together that Ninjago faction. But
was it Greedos?
So we'll see. No, it was Bricko.
Bricko. We still got to get Bricko on this show, man.
We do need to get Bricko on. I know he's in our alliance, but yeah. So he was able to climb to.
A lot of the content creators of this game are in the Minifigure Empire Alliance. That is very true.
Yes, they are. But yeah, he was able to climb to number 1 in his arena with Wu. So super excited. I really hope that I get to unlock him. Like, that would be great. But we'll see. I've got 4 more days worth of trying. So I keep going in and I try until I get ready to throw my phone across the room, and then I stop for a little while. But we'll see. So
I mean, you've been working on this, and of course you're now the spender. You're the one who makes it rain studs here.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So tell me, are Hank and Scarlet still in the store, or is it you've missed this and now you got to do it next time?
Yeah, I don't believe they are still in the store. But I mean, so I've got 5 pirates at 5 stars. I've got I've got Redbeard, I've got Valiant, I've got Cook Bart, I've got Argenta, and I've got Darwin. So they're all at 5 stars. It is possible to do it with them, but it's significantly harder, and it's really RNG dependent. Scarlet and Hank kind of make this event a lot easier.
Gotcha. So it's Scarlet's kind of taunt that doesn't get Redbeard killed right away.
Yeah, because he is a bit squishy, and her taunt is super useful. It really does go a long way to help keep that team alive.
Gotcha. So level 50, how's it treating you?
It's great. It's great to not have to worry about remembering to go back and level up your characters. And if there's a character that I'm really excited about, I can take them right up to level 50. Like when I unlocked Lee, she went immediately to level 50. I took her up to gear 5 right away. I had everything I needed. I only had to farm for a couple of things. The ability materials are really like holding me back. I don't really have a whole big stockpile of those because I think a big part of that is my city figs are trash, so I'm not able to do that like weekly event. But yeah, so the ability materials are really more so than the gold crunch for me is really where I'm being held back.
So it's it's an ability crunch now at level 50 rather than a gold crunch, or are you still having?
So there is still a gold crunch for sure. But for me and like what I'm trying to focus on to get my teams where they need to be able to max out the Glyph Hunt and the Pipton United maps, it's really getting those ability materials where they need to be, so I can have my team as strong as possible. So,
we talked about this briefly, if you will. What would be any tips that you would give? We're starting to get endgame, you and I, but you happen to do a segment on the main show where you talk to our beginner players of the Star Wars video game that we play. Is there anything that you would want to put in story time with the Lego Llama if we were to have that segment?
Yeah, I mean, I think a really big thing that I would say is to make sure that you're just very conscious about where you're using your materials, where you're using your gold, where you're using your ability materials, because you can very quickly fall into this sort of trap of, oh my gosh, I don't have enough of these things, right? So with when Brixpedition came along, we got a good chunk of gold from Brixpedition, and the amount we got increased as the week went on, and as we keep rolling through Brixpedition, we'll get more of that gold, so that will help with that gold crunch. But it's just trying to be very cautious and conscious about where you're spending your materials, and that's something that we suggest in the other game that we play as well, because it's really easy as a new player to be like, oh my gosh, like look at all these characters and these minifigs, and there's a hot dog guy, and this one's a all kinds of different fun little characters, and it's easy to be able to like, I want to take my hot dog guy or my chicken suit guy to like the max I can because he's really cool and fun. But do your research. There's a lot of really great content creators that are putting out some really awesome content, and watch their videos and learn from their experience.
I'm still waiting for them to put Pig Guy in there.
Okay.
I absolutely want them to put this little guy inside the game because I love him so much. He's one of the few that actually, make it to the desk that I'll take a look at to smile when I'm in the middle of working on an image or something for the show, and then I just want to throw something. I look at the Pig Guy here, and he just makes me smile.
Well, maybe I should get a Pig Guy for when I'm going through this Woo event, because I'm telling you, I get angry.
I'll take a picture of my Pig Guy and send him to you, and you can look at him on Discord.
There we go. That'll be a good idea.
So let's get to know you a little bit better. We kind of threw you into the wolves right away. If there were characters you could bring to the game, who would they be?
So, I mean, I think I share the kind of same sentiments that a lot of people who are playing this game share, because a big part of why a lot of us get into Lego is because they create these really great relationships with other universes, right? So the Lego Star Wars collection's amazing. The Lego Harry Potter collection's amazing. So, I would really, really like to see them bring in some of those other really successful, franchises into the game. And I mean, even the Lego movie, nothing would make me happier than to see Benny in this game and just to see your face when that event pops in where you can get Benny. That would make me so happy.
Quick pause. Will, if you're reviewing this video and you do end up, giving us the little scoops as content creators, I get the reveal for Benny. Please.
Dibs. We call dibs. We do. We call dibs.
I got Jenny and Lenny right here. Right in the middle, flanking Escape Pod Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, so I know there's a lot of, work and rights and, all kinds of crazy things that come into it. But I mean, I think a lot of us who are AFLs and adult fans of Lego are also nerds in many other aspects, right? We enjoy collecting Lego sets that are about things that we love. I'm a huge, huge Harry Potter fan. Obviously a huge Star Wars fan. So those sets, I love collecting those sets and building the things from the universes that I love. So I would love to see, a little Lego Vader or a Harry Potter and, a Dobby and, those kind of things, come into the game. That would be amazing.
Sad thing, I'm holding up a Benny right now, and because I have a blue screen instead of a green screen.
Oh, he disappears.
Benny is disappearing in my hands.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so aside from the IPs, though, is there certain sets that you'd like to see? Certain, they have the city, but what about? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name of the Lego City Undercover main character. I want to say his name's Chase? Lego? Let me look it up here. Lego City Undercover. While I'm doing that, do you remember the names?
I do not.
Yeah,
So
Chase McCain.
And
Chase McCain is the name of the character.
Yeah, I mean that would be great, and even some more figs from the previous series of minifigures. I mean they're such fun little, like, they tell such good stories with just these small little figures. So it would be really, really awesome to see a lot of those come in. I know that Ninjago is one of the big like franchises that they were able to secure when they launched this game, and so they're kind of pushing towards that. And Pirates with the release of the Barracuda Bay set that happened recently. So,
and that was an ideas set too.
Yes, it was an ideas set. And so they're going to kind of focus on the things that are the biggest things that they can, but a lot of these little previous, like Pig Guy and the one in the little pea outfit. So like
Yep.
Yeah, the pea pod outfit. Yeah. So like some of those little figs would be fun as well. And they put Hot Dog Man in the game, which is cool, and I like to see it. But I mean, they're not that great. People are you want to focus on teams like Ninjago and Pirates and Castle and things like that, and some of these little fun, quirky little characters kind of get pushed to the wayside, unfortunately.
Did you ever play Lego Universe? The game?
No, I did not.
No. Okay, so there was an MMO where it was pretty much like let me look here. It was with minifigs. I thought it was Lego Universe. Maybe I'm wrong though. But it was an MMO, and you bought, for every minifigure that you bought, I think it was Series 10? You had a code where you unlocked that minifigure in this game. I would love to see them bring them in, but then they would the problem I see is that would become a gigantic faction called collectibles. I mean, we already have we now have Great White, but Great White's also a Ninjago, but he was at one time a collectible.
I think they still have that collectible tag.
Yeah, I'd have to double check on it.
Yeah, they do have the collectible tag.
He does have the collectible tag?
No, Great White doesn't. There's not that many with the collectible tag.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't remember that he actually ended up having the collectible tag. But it's here nor there. A lot of the minifigures that you get is Cat Lady or Pooper Scooper or Panda. So you get all these collectible ones that would end up being a gigantic faction, whether or not they would work together, or there is already a collectible set out there that benefits collectibles. Would it become too overpowered? And would that then become a different aspect of pay to play or pay to win?
Yeah.
That's the worrisome part.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But so it's here nor there when it comes to this. But we're we speculate. That's what we do.
Yes. That's what we do when we love the game that we play.
How far did you? I don't know if we talked about how far did you get in Brixpedition this time around?
I got to map 5, and then I got stuck.
Just total getting your trash kicked in?
Yeah. So it was I got to a node that had a castle requirement, and I couldn't get through it. I could not get through it.
And there was no way around it?
Nope. I had gotten myself into a stuck spot, and I couldn't go around it.
Did you do a reset at all?
So I did try it a few times as the week kind of finished out, and I like couldn't get past it, and a lot of that is my castle team, while they're geared high and their ability materials are kind of getting there, their abilities are getting to be maxed out, their star level is still pretty low.
Gotcha. Neil's watching the live recording of this for our Patreons, and he says, "Yep, Llama loves Lego more than me."
Yes, yes, I do.
Well, we do have some things that we don't have to speculate about, courtesy of the Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed.gg data mine. If you're a Patreon, you get to see those things. And we kind of do have some things that we do want to talk about. But what we're going to do, Llama, is we're going to take a quick break right here. And then on the other side of this break, we're going to talk about Quincy and who else?
Quincy and Skeleton Yorick?
Well, let's just call him Skelly.
Skelly.
All right. Coming up after this, Quincy and Skelly. Sounds like a new A&E show. Coming up right here on the Escape Pod cast.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
Hey there, Legacy Heroes. Did you know the Escape Pod cast is on social media? In addition to YouTube, we're on Facebook and Twitter. Give us a like and a follow to stay up to date on what's new in-game, in the Escape Pod, plus updates on that other space game. The links are down in the description below and on our Discord server in the Show Links channel.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed Edition. And, as you heard in the ad break, listen to the llama. She knows all.
I mean, I don't know all, but I certainly know a lot of things about a lot of things.
Well, one thing that we do know, and then after we cover these two data mined characters, we'll open up to any questions of our Patreon listening audience, if they have anything. But let's start right here with Blacktron Astronaut Quincy. 3 things that get me excited. Blacktron and Astronaut are 2 of them. And the fact that he's a space support.
Yes.
Very excited about this. He's listed as a Blacktron. Quincy is an early adopter. That's why he owns a Blacktron Berry phone, a Brixpedition navigator, and a jetpack. Tech does wonders in his hands, like when his new OS fixed his back pain, which doesn't make sense to anyone, but it makes perfect sense to Quincy. He is a support who controls the battlefield by managing buffs and debuffs. So, according to the data mine that they got, he's an explorer. So that's gonna definitely go well with our friend Spaceman Reed. Support, space, and Blacktron. So you're starting to see explorers focus on space, which is very, very nice in my opinion.
Yes. He will definitely be a good addition to that space faction for sure.
Yeah. Now his abilities maxed out. Skill shot. deals 110% damage to target foe, and if he has skill up, he has a 100% chance to cleanse a random debuff from himself and another random Blacktron hero. So throw him in with Locust or Dwayne.
Yeah.
That's and anywhere else you're thinking that'll be nice at.
Yeah, definitely. To have this a support character like this for the space faction, it makes me excited because a lot of these characters are just not good. So I'm hoping that with the introduction of Quincy is also going to be similarly to how they did with Ninjago, is an introduction to, you know, reworks on some of these guys to make them a little bit more viable in preparation for what, Paul?
Spaceship Raid!
Spaceship Raid!
God, I really, really want to see that. I want to see what it's going to be like.
Yes. Yes. So do I. That would be so much fun.
And what if Benny was the reward?
Oh my goodness, what if Benny was the reward? It would be a happy day if Benny were the reward.
His first special with a cooldown of 3 deals 50% damage to a foe plus 10% damage for each buff they have. So if they're majorly buffed, you know, he's gonna knock them for a loop here. If the foe is also prepared, remove prepared and inflict disarmed for 3 turns. If the target has no buffs at the start of the attack, make him immune to buffs for 2 turns.
And you know what this tells me, Paul?
Go ahead.
This, to me, screams Ninjago counter. Because a huge thing that Wu brings to the Ninjago team is a crap ton of buffs, and they buff each other. That's what they do. And so this to me screams that they're introducing space as a counter to Ninjago.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be absolutely nice for me.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Well, yeah, because you've got them all, you know, ready to go.
They are all space heroes are in my favorites. Yep. That is very, very true. A second special, New Tech, New Me, deals 120% damage, and for each buff on the foe, he heals, once again, tons of buffs countering that, heals all heroes for 5% of their max health up to a maximum of 7 buffs. So a possible 35% heal if you're targeting somebody with 7 buffs. And space allies who already have 100% health gain max health up for 3 turns. Max health up 2 nonetheless. And if Blacktron 2 has skill up, he clears all buffs on the target. He does another dispel on that character.
Yep.
It's, you know, let me pull up. I'm pulling it up here real quick. Where is he at? Major Kartovsky. He's not Blacktron. Of course. Bluish background's not going to transfer well. Major Kartovsky, his abilities, by the way, I'm going to swing over to somebody that's already in the game that we know. He copies random buffs from targets on his basic. He stealths on his first special, and he debuffs vulnerable on his second special. Plus, his passive is whenever he gets critically hit, he stealths. Or has a chance to stealth, at least. I mean, it's up to a 75% stealth. So, Kartovsky, if he already has 100% health, he's going to gain that max health up for 2 turns.
Yep.
And finally, Blacktron Astronaut Quincy's his passive is at the start of his turn. He has 50% chance to gain skill up to, which you heard, you know, we talked about his abilities. he has a 50% chance to gain it at the start of his turn, and a 10% bonus chance for each buff on him. So he gets 5 buffs, and he will get skill up too. At the start of his turn, if he has 0 buffs, the chance is 100%. So, if he has no buffs, he's getting skill up 2. And if he has 5 buffs, he's getting skill up 2. And then also, this is the fun part, for each debuff that Quincy has, he gains 10% additional grit. So he won't take those debuffs.
Yep. I mean, he's really going to be a game changer for this faction. He really, really is. It's like super exciting.
So let's look. I'm going to pop in real quick here. I'm going to pop into the game while we're talking. And I'm going to take a look at these space sets that they have. Ice Station Odyssey, I think it was the one that really interested me. No, that was the chill one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was all the chill. Let's go to the Explorer. Yeah, if at the start of a space hero's turn, if they have no debuffs, they have a 20% chance to gain skill up 1. At the start of a battle, Explorer heroes increase their speed by 1% per active classic space hero. So there you go. There's putting Reed in there. Mm-hmm. Whenever a space hero deals damage to a foe, there's a chance to clear all buffs from that foe. So that's going to work well with the whole Blacktron thing. He's not a techie, but whenever a techie hero gains a debuff, their pep is increased, and every active space hero, their grit is increased. So, people really need to be trying for the Galaxy Explorer right now if they're wanting to go with this whole space team.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to prepare yourself for the raid and you want to, go all in on this new character, you definitely need that set.
Absolutely. So, on a scale of 1 to 5 bennies, how excited are you actually for Quincy?
So I'm going to say 4 bennies for Quincy, 5 bennies for what Quincy represents.
Okay. All right. Well, people can already understand that I'm going to be 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Bennies.
Let's move on to our friend Yorick here.
Yorick.
And of course, Yorick being a homage to Hamlet, alas poor Yorick, to be or not to be. A calcium fortified support unit who is always down to lend a hand. There are no small parts, only small monsters. Classically trained at Gouliard School of the Arts, Yorick is a master thespian and the perfect character actor. He dives deep into any role he's given. A spooky skeleton, prepare to be spooked. A goofy skeleton, prepare to be goofed. No matter the role, Yorick gives it his all. According to the data mine, he is a builder, he is a support, and he's also a castle and a pirate, along with a spooky faction.
It seems a little weird to me.
Doesn't seem too weird to me. A skeleton can be for pirates, and a skeleton can be for the castle. I've seen them in both sets.
But the pirates are explorers.
That does not matter one lick of difference. I mean, there are some space characters that aren't all explorers themselves.
It'll be interesting to see. So I mean, he's got some direct kind of hints into his abilities that go towards all of these different factions, and it's so strange, like, to have this kind of character that is that has direct synergy with so many different, with 3 different factions.
Well, for me, I don't think that's a problem at all. I mean, this is a theory. This character is going to be a theory crafter's dream.
Yes.
You know, am I gonna take out Cook Bart and put in Skelly? Am I gonna take out Go-Go and put in Skelly? Am I gonna take out Spooky Girl and put in Skelly? You know, so I did Quincy. Why don't you do Yorick here?
Sure. So his basic ability deals 105% damage to the target foe and has a 50% chance to inflict defense down for 1 turn if the foe is a builder, or skill down 1 for 1 turn if the foe is an explorer. So you get two different things going on depending on if it's a builder or an explorer. Not to mention, it also has a 20% bonus chance to inflict either for every other active spooky hero. So you put him with Spooky Girl, and he's got that extra 20% bonus chance.
So let's look at our spooky. We have the zombie. Mm-hmm. We have Spooky Girl, of course. Who else is in that one? Isn't Willow the Witch in that?
Yeah, Willow is in Spooky as well.
Oh, that's right. They don't have Spooky as one of the verified.
No,
ones.
Not one of the filterable.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who else. I think Basil the Batlord is also in the Spooky thing. Just think: Zombie, Skelly, Spooky Girl, and Basil.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a very, very interesting team.
Definitely.
Who would be your I guess who would be your fifth in that?
I mean, I would say Willow, but she's darn near impossible to get. I mean, I would throw in Hiker. I mean, Hiker is, he's a plug and play. Like, you can put him pretty much anywhere. So I would throw in a Hiker, especially if you're going to try and run it in an arena.
Well, then that would hurt your the special abilities. Go ahead with special 1.
So special ability 1 deals 70% damage to the target foe and gains payback for 2 turns. If there is at least 1 active castle hero, a skeleton, and a random castle hero, gain max health up 2 for 2 turns.
So Basil right there is your spooky and your castle.
Yep. So his special ability 2 deals 75% damage to a target foe, plus 10% bonus damage for each active pirate hero. Skeleton inflicts grit down 2 and dodge down 2 on the target foe for 2 turns. And then all heroes gain attack up 2 for 2 turns, and pirate heroes gain speed up 2 for 2 turns. So this is what I was talking about, where like his abilities directly affect all of these crazy factions he's got going on.
So in that case, if it's not Willa, then
throw in a pirate.
Throw in a pirate.
Throw in a pirate healer. Throw in Bart. Throw in a pirate attacker. Put in Valiant. Put in Argenta.
Argenta is who I'm thinking, especially with the whole, bonus damage for a pirate hero. Yeah, I really truly think that Argenta would be my personal 5th. But I don't have the characters maxed out. Maybe there's some way that I could possibly get to try it. Time will tell.
Maybe.
Now his passive. Go ahead with his passive.
At the start of the battle, Skeleton increases his skill by 5% for each active pirate hero and increases his defense for each active castle hero. And then whenever a spooky hero attacks, he has a 60% chance to do an assist for 75% damage. So you're not going to want to put him in a team with just one faction. So you're not going to want to run 4 pirates and Skelly. You're going to want to try and do that theory crafting and mix and mash a crazy team that's got a whole bunch of different factions going on to really utilize him to his best ability.
Yeah. Now, we didn't technically want to talk about the stats, but I mean, we really kind of do need to.
Yeah.
For every gear level that you go up, the max health goes from 158 to 2,312. This guy's going to be beefy. He's going to be a beefy support character.
Yes. Yes. And I will say that 2,300 is when you go from 6 to 7. So we don't have gear 7 yet. But clearly it's coming, and the jump between 6 and 7 is just enormous. And that's almost all of the stats across the board. That's health, attack, offense, not that big of a jump, but skill, grit. There's some pretty big jumps in here when you go from 6 to 7.
Yeah. You go all the way up to 1,700 or 17,802 as his max health at gear 6, 7-star on Skelly. That's just insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's absolutely insane, Llama. What?
I mean, he is beefy. I mean, he's got no meat on his bones, but he's beefy.
He's been drinking his milk.
Yes, he has been drinking his milk. He needs some milk.
I'd really love to see where he fits now. In that, a while back we ended up talking about what's the word here? We had a chart of the fastest hero to the slowest hero. You know, Clockwork Robot, I think, was the slowest hero in the game. But we still haven't seen him. Right.
He's hanging out there. You can look at him, but there's been no indication on when he's coming.
You need, is there any farming location for Clockwork Hero? Is it?
I don't believe so. I can double check. But...
I'm gonna check if it's only inside of a bag that you could possibly even get that. My game's taking a moment to load. Bag?
There isn't even, the resource is not available anywhere.
Oh, man. So, I mean, Major Krastovsky, I know I could get him. Do I do it, Llama? Do I continue to farm Captain Reed so I could get Krastovsky? Or do I wait like a patient boy for Quincy?
Well, I mean, I think that Quincy is a little bit more helpful and viable than Kartovsky.
Well, Cold and Kelvin both are essentially useless right now.
Yep.
So if I had Karstofsky, Reed, Locust, Dwayne, and Quincy, there's my 5.
True. But I will say, they did just throw in the events. Jay's coming in a couple of days. And that, to me, rounds out that Ninjago faction. So they're going to be moving on, and I think that they're moving on to space.
I really think I'm gonna farm master tiles for Karstofsky. I really do. So, all right. We have a few people in the in our live recording, but one person in particular, our good friend Seth, is asking, what should he farm out of the guild store? In my mind, medkits.
Yes.
And just medkits
or nothing.
Yeah. Until something better shows up in that store, medkit.
Yep. Super, super helpful with Brixpedition.
Because if you don't use them, they don't go away. You have more medkits for further Brixpeditions. And maybe you
can
won't
hoard
get
them.
stuck behind a castle node.
Well, when the only thing you can do is use castle, maybe you will.
Darn castle.
I know, still salty. It's okay.
Well, once again, I'm popping up my little happy 7-star spaceman read for everybody to look at. I
Put him
love...
up there. He's beautiful.
I love the little rays of sunshine coming out from behind 7-star characters. I think that's an amazing and wonderful wonderful addition. I just can't wait till they put little neon frames around them. How about you?
No. I don't want neon frames.
Oh, I want that gear to go up to 7 really, really badly.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, if the jump in Skelly is any indication to what it's gonna do for some of these other figs, I am hype. I'm so excited.
But you're having trouble farming gear pieces right now to get Hiker to even 6.
Yes, although I do. So most of my castle team is Gear 6. So I do have some that are Gear 6 because the builders, primarily their gear comes from Glyph Hunt, and I'm much farther along in Glyph Hunt. I've got 2 nodes left. No, 1 node. Two nodes left to max out in Glyph Hunt. I've got 1 sitting at a silver trophy and 1 that I have not completed yet. But I've just got 2 left until I'm fully maxed out in Glyph Hunt. It's Piptown United that's really killing me, and I think I'll be able to get through it once I get the star levels on my castle team a little bit better.
Zordon in the chat says we need to relic Kelvin. You know what? I'll relic Kelvin if they give me Benny. That's all I'm gonna say.
Relicking isn't even an option in this game yet, and you're ready to do it.
I'm ready to do it as long as I get Benny. All right. Any parting words for our listening and viewing audience there, Llama?
I have just one. You know, I really am enjoying doing this with you, Paul. I was super honored and excited when you asked me to do this, and this is, the 2nd week, and I was just as excited as the first one. So this is really great, and I've been having so much fun. So thank you.
It's my honor, honestly, to have you on board as a host now instead of just a feature writer. So yeah. The feeling is mutual, and there's lots more fun to come. That's all I could say. I can't say anything else.
No.
Will?
No.
Will? I didn't say anything. All right. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning into this edition of the Escape Podcast, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed Edition. We will see you in the very, very near future. We're thinking Tuesdays is the best recording time for this before we do Geeking Out with Going Nerdy. We'll have this up as soon as possible. Tune into our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Escape Podcast, for lots of shenanigans throughout the week. And
so
also
many shenanigans.
We do mean shenanigans. And we'll be here for you. Join our Discord. Have fun with the llama. She's great to talk to and chat. We play Animal Crossing, we play Fortnite, we play lots of things.
So many things.
So many things. With that being said, be nice to each other, damn it. We'll see you next time, right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
Peace.